Hi, I'm Mrs. R. My first and my last name begin with R, so Mrs. R is a little bit easier to remember. It's what I already use with my students. I am a substitute teacher in Southern Indiana. I have some experience as a teacher's aide. I have some college experience as an education major, but I have not worked as a teacher. However, what I have learned being a sub is that one of the best ways to make things really easy for kids to learn is to have lots of activities. And right now, you, kids, and me, and a lot of other grown-ups are kind of stuck at home, and it's kind of a little boring sometimes. So maybe if we had some fun activities that would still tie us into learning, we can get through this all together. So for COVID-19, I am your COVIDio, make it pretend like it didn't sound weird when I said it that way, substitute teacher. So I have created these videos mainly for grade school and early middle school ages because our learning gets a lot more specialized after that, and I think that the teachers themselves really need to cover that as best you can. And I think it's our younger ones that are more likely to get bored and not know how to generate their own ideas and things to do. So this is why I'm looking for mainly that group, although I do sub all ages. Call me when school's back in. Right now, though, your co-video substitute is going to explain COVID-19. Because honestly, I think for a lot of us, what we're trying to figure out is why are so many grown-ups really, really scared? And why are some grown-ups not very scared? Do they know something we don't? Or are they even dumber than the rest of us? I don't even know, right? So we have a lot of questions. Well, number one, the coronavirus is what we are looking at. The coronavirus, though, is actually a whole group of types of sicknesses. Just in the same way the flu is a group. If you talk to grown-ups, you'll find out that maybe a grown-up had flu A or flu B this year. And next year they could have flu B again, and it'd be different than the flu B they got the first time the year before. The odds are that most of you and people you know have already had a coronavirus in your life. The difference is COVID-19 is a specific type of coronavirus. In the same way that you know lots of people with dogs, but not everyone who has a dog has a Chihuahua. I used to have a student who had trouble saying Chihuahua, and he called it a Chickawawwa. And I think of that all the time. So if a Chickawawwa is a really crazy new kind of dog, COVID-19 is the Chickawawwa of the coronavirus. It is new, it is different, and it is scary because it is new and is different. But just like the flu, it can kill, but doesn't necessarily. So number one, do not think that everyone who gets COVID-19 is going to die. Most people will not die from this. Even if they get it, you're not going to die. Particularly not if you're a kid. 18 and under, less likely to catch it. And even if you do, almost guaranteed to live through it. Take a breath with me for that. That's really good news. All right. But that does still mean it's dangerous to somebody, right? COVID-19 is not an attack. Nobody did this. Scientists who know how to look at the genetic code of a disease have looked into that. This is not an attack that somebody did. But just like we could still get hurt on accident, knowing that somebody isn't purposely attacking us with COVID-19 doesn't make COVID-19 not scary. So we have to look at what it really is, what parts are scary and what parts are not. So COVID-19 originated in China, at least that's where the first cases came out. Doesn't mean it was created there, it means it came about there. It has spread throughout the world, it's on nearly every continent. A lot of people, a lot of countries are dealing with it right now. So even though it's not man-made and it can hurt people, it is not the scariest thing in the world. And that's actually really tough to buy, isn't it? Because you're a kid, so, you know, you have like this many years life experience. I'm a lot older than you. Maybe, okay, fine. I'm a lot older than you, but I've never seen anything like this. I've never seen us shut down stores and theaters and stuff. So why are grown-ups doing these things? And why are some grown-ups so scared? The number one reason actually is not how deadly it is. It's not got a very large kill count. There's actually plenty of way deadlier diseases out there. So why aren't we freaking out about those, right? Well, the difference is, although this one isn't necessarily as deadly, it is way more contagious. Contagious is a really big word, but what it means is that it passes from one person to another person to another person, that a lot of us can catch it. And the problem is that you can get really sick from it, enough to need a hospital. Even though you'll get better, somebody might need to be in the hospital. And there's only so many hospitals and so many beds in so many hospitals. So what we need is to make sure people don't get it in the first place. Don't get it in the first place. That's why we shut everything down. If you're not around somebody else, you can't catch it from somebody else. Pretty simple, really. That's why your schools are closed and your theaters shut down and you can't go to the movies and some parks are closed. We're simply trying to keep people from being around other people so that nobody gets it. So, how else can we help that? Number one is what we call social distancing. Social distancing. It literally means distance, socially, which means where people interact. So instead of giving everybody hugs, maybe we wave. Wow, is that it? No, gosh, no. Sorry, I wish I was going to be that simple. Another thing is it's still possible to get it just being close. So we try to stay at least 6 feet away. Now, I'm really tall. If you saw me standing up, I'd be about 6 feet away. But if you imagine laying down on a floor and it was you, and then you again, that's how far away you want to stay from somebody. Now, right now you're thinking, seriously, dude, my sister is in my room and I wish she would stay that far away, right? Okay, we're not staying that far away from everyone. So for the people we are around, we need to take extra precautions, particularly if those people are in what we call risk groups. These are people for whom COVID-19 might actually be dangerous. These are going to be older people, even older than me, but also people who might not be able to breathe well already because they're sick from something, or maybe they've had heart attacks or things like that make them not quite as healthy as you. So the other thing we can do to protect them and ourselves, hand washing. You've probably already heard this, right? Imagine that you've just eaten the most delicious bag of fiery hot Cheetos or Takis or Fritos or Doritos. Anyways, you remember that dust that gets on your hands? Now, if you had just eaten a super fiery hot Cheeto, would you do that? Maybe you would. Maybe you're not very smart. But no, if you did that, you'd be getting fiery hot Cheeto dust into your eyeballs and it would burn so bad. Don't do that. Don't do that. So think of your hands being covered in germs that are like fiery hot Cheeto dust. So, well, first we want to wash it off. That's like super gross. Why would we just walk around that way, right? When you wash your hands, done. No. Wash your hands. Scrub this way. Scrub that way. Get the wrists. Does it seem like it's going on a long time? Guess how long it should go on? This needs to go on for about 20 seconds. That's about how long it takes to sing the happy birthday song twice. With soap. 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 Twice. Happy birthday twice. Then rinse them. You're probably thinking, I got hand sanitizer and it smells like cotton candy. Yeah, that's wonderful. It's really good smell. I'm glad you have it. But not all hand sanitizers actually even work against COVID-19. And when you compare any disease, soap actually works better than all hand sanitizers. Also better than hand sanitizers. So does that mean we just toss out our hand sanitizer? No, it's an extra level. That's a whole nother level of fiery Cheeto dust germs that we can get off when we have the time to get it off. Because sometimes we aren't near a soap and a sink. Maybe we're at a park. And hand sanitizer we can carry in our bag or in a car. So we can use that then, because that's still another level and it's still helping. So we want to wash our hands, we want to stay away from people, and even after washing our hands, do you see this? These are holes in our face. And these are entrances into our body. If we take our Cheeto germs and we put them into our delightful little human holes, then it gets into our body. And as it turns out, inside our body is where we keep all those important things like our blood and our brains and our guts and the parts we don't need to get sick, like our lungs. So, stay away from people. Wash your hands. Use the hand sanitizer when you can't wash your hands. And don't touch your face, even after you've washed your hands. Now, if you have to touch your face, your eye itches, or maybe you need to pick your nose, do that in the bathroom. Don't do it around people. Whatever it is, wash your hands first. And for goodness sakes, wash your hand after. Seriously, it's right in your nose and stuff. So wash your hands after. But these will help keep you from getting it and keep you from spreading it and keep from you getting it, spreading it. And it's our best luck. That's why everything's shut down. It's not because so many people are out there already sick and dying. It's because we're trying to keep so many people from getting sick and hopefully to keep people from dying. If they don't get sick from it, they definitely can't die from it, right? And this is how we protect everyone. So, wash your hands. Breathe, but don't breathe close to people. Remember how sometimes when you breathe, you get that, yeah, you know what I'm doing, right? Faking a sneeze. I kind of thought I was doing pretty good there, but no, let's say I really had to sneeze. Do not sneeze across the room. You guys probably already know, right? Into the elbow. Another trick told to me by an actual doctor, sneeze down your own shirt. This is my Adventure Time shirt for my adventures in substitute teaching. Sneeze down. There's nothing going, there's no nose hose down there. There's nobody else down there because that would be really weird. Why would I keep somebody in my shirt? And so nobody else gets sick and you're not as likely to get sick. It's a weird thing, sneezing down your own shirt. But if you cough, you sneeze, and it goes down there, it'll be safe. It's weird, but it's safe. So, tune in with us. Now that we've covered the COVID-19 scary stuff, let's talk about the COVID-19 action stuff. The stuff that is art and science, maybe some books, probably a little math. It's super important after all. And actually, from what I've known from substitute teaching, more of you are good at math and like math than like writing. And I'm a writer, so I kind of like writing. We'll probably do some of that too. The idea is, let's not focus on the scary parts. Most of it is going to be fine because we have shut down the places. We are washing our hands. We're sneezing appropriately. We're going to get through this, but we're going to be really bored for a while if we don't have something to do. So come back, let's do some art, some science, and have some fun. All right, thanks.